Okay, so today I'm talking about the DJI RSC II. 1 year too late. Oops. The reason I'm doing this now is basically they just released the new version, the Ronin 3, and I figured, okay, this is not the proper device, but I have some thoughts on gimbals in general, and I want to share them with you guys. And, well, I want to compare the RSC II with the Ronin 3 and tell you which one you should get, because I sure know which one I would have gotten if that one would have been out by now. I'm going to start with some pros and then some negatives. And the pros are really easy. It's lightweight. You can carry it around the entire day with 2 arms, no problem. While it has a payload of 3 kilos, which is like 6.6 pounds, something like that. So that means you can carry it. The camera fits, most mirrorless cameras, and it's a great combo for that. So if you have a small camera, yeah, it works perfectly. If you have a big camera, if you have a cinema cam, I don't know, like a C200 or a Blackmagic Mini Ursa, 4K, 8K, 12K, 200K, then no, then you're gonna have to get something else. But I don't think most people that are gonna watch this video are in that category. Positives, another one is the folding mechanism. It seems gimmicky at first, but you actually do use it because it's so great for underslung shots. Anything where the camera is pointed further down than really up, it's just a great way to do it, and it works magnificent. Great, it works great. Another pro is that you can get a video sender. I don't know the English word right now. I'm gonna put it in the video. It's not a receiver, it's the opposite of a receiver. This allows you to, well, first of all, use your phone as a second monitor, and you can use active track. So I don't know if you guys have a DJI drone. If you do, then you probably know this feature. If you have any drone, you probably know this feature. It follows people around. And I got me hooked up right now. So if I go closer, it'll come up. And now I'm gonna show you the picture to see. It's a great feature. It's a little gimmicky though, because really I have only used it in very extreme situations. Usually that is with a lot of action. So if I had made a film for college, yes, I'm still in college, and there was a scene with a lot of running where I have to actually follow a person, it was ideal for that. But it just doesn't come in handy that much because I personally prefer to get the smooth gimbal shots where I follow the person with my lead, so using my hands and using my own direction. Nicest part of it is really the secondary display that you have. Most people that are interested in this gimbal do not have a secondary monitor at this point, which means you get one for free if you have a nice phone. If you have a phone which has a great display, I have an iPhone mini, it works, and it works well, and it leads it to my next positive, which is vertical video. This gimbal can do vertical video. The feature itself works, yet it doesn't work great. So vertical video on the gimbal just basically points the camera upward, which means it's really not as handy. So usually you'd hold the gimbal and it would point front and the camera would point into the front. In that case, it's going to point up and you're going to have to hold it 90 degrees towards the bottom of the floor. Basically, you're going to have to work in underslung mode the entire time. Also, a negative is, or we're getting into the negatives now, I guess. Well, the battery sucks. The battery really sucks big time. You can't exchange it, and it's not 12 hours they actually promise. So I measured how long the battery was going on the first time or so I used the gimbal, and I had everything hooked up to it, including the Raven Eye, including the focus motor. All the cables was controlling the camera through the gimbal, and I think it lasted 3.5 hours. I was gonna say 4, but it was no 4. Now, if you only have the camera on, it might last 8 or 9. But I really haven't gotten 12. It may be the way I do balance my cameras on the gimbal. Now I'm gonna say this. I use zoom lenses. Yeah. So that means that it's not balanced perfectly the entire time unless I just stick to one Brennweite, which is in English focal length. There, I got it. It's not the greatest thing on the world right now because they released the Ronin 3. And the Ronin 3 has a detachable battery just like the Ronin 2 had, which was the Pro model. So they took the Pro model and they put it in the cheaper model. And that's really cool because now you can just buy several batteries and you can just exchange the battery as soon as one's empty. I do not have that option. If I'm at a wedding and my battery dies, I'm like, fuck. That's just how it is, and that's how you're gonna have to go around this because you're gonna have to take the charger. You're gonna have to try to charge it in between some kind of sessions. I don't know when, but I really don't like the battery. Sorry. That leads me to my conclusion, which is, well, should you get a gimbal or not? Should you get this one or the Ronin 3? And there are specific things I do not like about gimbals in general, and one of them is there's a bird there, and it's gone. One of them is you have to carry it around and it's heavy and it's annoying. If you do not earn money with this, don't buy a gimbal. I mean, I bought this and I have earned some money with it, but I still regret it because I haven't used it as much as I was hoping for. If you're still at college like I am, usually they have stabilizers. They either have a gimbal there or they'll have a Steadicam, which you can use. Use those options, like go to your college, go to your university where you study and borrow those devices because it's cheaper and it'll save you some money, which you can invest towards a lens, for example. That's really the big thing with gimbals for me is you have to carry them around, and I have not used this gimbal for anything except for paid work and school work. I have not used it for a vlog. I have not used it on any travels. So what I'm saying is if you want to start YouTube and you're thinking about getting a gimbal, but you haven't really gotten any good lenses, or you don't have a mic, or you don't have a camera yet, get those things first. What if you do earn money? In that case, yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It'll make your footage look so much smoother. It looks so much better. But as mentioned, the Ronin 3 just came out. It has a exchangeable battery and it has way more features from the Pro model, basically, than this one has right now. It has a touchscreen which you can use to control everything. You can use mounting options, which is cool. It has a quick lock and unlock. So right now, basically what I would have to do is if I want to lock the gimbal, I'm going to have to turn it off, or I'm going to have to put it in sleep mode, double tap the power off button. And then I'm going to have to go and click each and every axis to close it, to lock the axis. The Ronin 3 can do that with one click. It's amazing. It'll save so much time because you can just put it in sleep mode, lock the axis, put the camera off. And if you have a quick release plate, you can just put the camera back on as soon as you need it and you can continue filming. For weddings, for any kind of events, that's amazing. So between those two, I'd probably get the Ronin 3. There's only one thing that's really important to remember, and that is, well, the Ronin 3 is more expensive. So for the normal price of the Ronin 3, you can get the Pro combo of the RSC II, which means you get a bag, which means you get the Raven Eye, which means you get the focus motor. You get all these things extra for the price of the Ronin 3. Basically, all you have to ask yourself is battery life and is that quick release function worth it? I'm going to put some links to actual reviews of the Ronin 3 into the description, so you guys can go and check that out. This is just going to be one hint, and I'm trying to basically say, hey, if you're really just looking to film some videos, if you just want to vlog, if you want to like take in your travels, if you want to keep memories, if you want to start YouTube, if you're doing live streaming, if you're doing anything stationary especially, I do not think you need a gimbal. If you don't earn money, I don't think you need a gimbal. So this was 1 year late. At least I did it. I mean, and it even like, generally speaking, let me show you, I forgot the tripod mount. So this is how I'm filming it. I got the frickin' Manfrotto like mini tripod thing hooked up to it. I do not recommend this, by the way, but as a general, it works for now. I'm getting bitten up by mosquitoes. So that happened, and then what also happened was I came here, the sun was shining, and the moment I got here, there was a huge cloud over there where the sun was coming from, because I was planning on going onto that bridge over there where the sun was just illuminating everything. But nope. And then I also forgot then the microphone failed because I accidentally put it on mute and then it didn't record. This took me 2 hours, it probably could have taken me 1. All right, see ya, bye.